Hello everybody, welcome back to the table. Today we're taking a look at a new knife from OKNIFE, also known as Olight, the flashlight company. And so this right here is the Zilla. And so like its namesake, Godzilla, this is a big, beefy knife. And of course it comes in green. But looking at this knife, looking at the design, I was very much reminded of some of its sister knives or brother knives from Kizer over here on the table. So we'll compare these in just a second. But the OKNIFE itself, let's look at the specs really quick. Right here, we have a 3.5-inch blade, and it looks bigger than that, but the actual cutting edge comes in pretty much exactly at 3.5 inches. The overall length of the knife comes in a little bit shy of 8.5. And what's really impressive is, of course, the width of this blade. It's nice and wide. It's about 1.5 inches wide, at its widest spot. But that being said, it's not a super thick stock. I love the grinds on this knife. We have this nice little harpoon swedge up at the top, which is great. We have some jimping up here on the spine of the blade, which does help with the grip. And thinking of the grip, these handle scales are G10. So we have some nice forest green G10 scales. And they do have some texture. If you look close, you kind of see that. And a few just little decorative designs milled out there. The hardware, as you can see, it's all blacked out. And the blade itself has this nice satin finish. The liners are steel, and you can see those are also satin as well. Looking inside the knife, you can check out really closely. You can see they did skeletonize this knife because this is a beefy, big knife. It comes in at about, let's see, I want to say it was a little over 5.4 ounces. So 5.4 ounces for a knife with 8.5 inches of overall length. That's pretty big. So for those of you who like big, beefy knives, something very substantial in hand, I think this one might be a good option for you, the Zilla here. And again, when I saw this shape and this knife, it just reminded me quite a bit of some of my Kizer Sheepdog knives. So let's do some quick comparisons here. So of course we have the Zilla right here. And the first off, we will check out the regular size. This is the Kizer Sheepdog. And so again, also a flipper. The blade shape is different, but look at these handles side by side. Can you see that family resemblance there? This is the regular size Sheepdog. So it's a little bit smaller than the Zilla. I do not own the Sheepdog XL, which I think would be a little bit larger. So it's kind of like a step in between the regular size Sheepdog and the Sheepdog XL. And of course, on the extreme opposite end of that same spectrum, we have the mini Sheepdog right here. And we can see again that handle shape, except miniaturized, is what we're looking at here. So we can certainly see the family resemblance because, of course, all of OKNIFE and Olight knives are made by Kizer as the OEM, and they do a really good job. They're a great company. They make a lot of really nice designs, work with a lot of nice designers. So it's great to see OKNIFE partnering with them. And so the Sheepdogs, of course, very much familiar to me, but the Zilla right here has this very unique blade shape that does differentiate it. So it's not just another variant of the Sheepdog. Another kind of a unique feature on the Zilla is actually going to be this deep carry pocket clip. You can see it is reversible for left or right-hand side carry, and it's going to carry tip up, which is, of course, much preferred. But when you look at the clip itself, we can see it is kind of like the standard deep carry pocket clip. And I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but it's kind of the standard Chinese deep carry clip. A lot of knives use this very same pattern. So whenever you buy a lot of inexpensive imported folders, you might notice this looks familiar. So very same shape, very same fold over style, gives you plenty of room to get it in and out of pocket. It has decent tension on it. But again, it carries the knife nice and deep in your pocket, so no issues carrying this big behemoth of a knife around with you. So the action is excellent. It runs on bearings. You can check out the centering right there. Of course, it is perfect because it runs on bearings. Let's check out the lockup. So lockup, as you can see right there, looks good. So it's early, almost fully seated on the blade. So that's ideal. So no issues there. Lock up again, rock solid, very tight. No pivot lash when you are opening the blade. Everything is nice and tight and within tolerance. Pretty much what I would expect from a Kizer. We do have a small lanyard hole there at the back. So they're throwing in a lot of little features on this knife, which might make it attractive to potential users. But I think most people are going to buy this because they want this big, giant blade on here. It looks much larger than a 3.5-inch blade, but it has this really nice belly to it, very fine tip to it as well. So it has a lot of things going for it. You know, definitely if you're looking for roll cuts, I know the flipper might get in the way depending on if you're using a cutting board or not, but maybe a food prep knife, things like that. But our blade itself is 154 cm steel, and Kizer and a lot of the Chinese OEMs have been recently transitioning towards 154 cm. So that's kind of the current, you know, flavor of the month. So we have the OKNIFE logo, the steel markings, and on the reverse side, of course, the knife's name, the Zilla, in that interesting font, and the designer's name and the serial number. So this is number 926, and who knows how many of these they made. As far as I'm aware, they may have sold out during the last sale, but generally when that happens, you know, they sell out, you know, temporarily, and then they eventually come back in stock. It seems like they hold on to stock and release it kind of like in batches and waves so that more people can get a hold of the knives. But that being said, being a Kizer knife, one thing that makes OKNIFE kind of a step above Kizer in their presentation are these boxes they come in. So we can see right here, the box is very glossy, has a nice picture of the blade. So if you're looking to give this as a gift, it really does give it that extra pop, you know. And so when they open the package, what they see is, of course, this nice little nylon pouch with the, you know, Velcro opening. So your knife comes in there. And of course, every OKNIFE released so far has also come with this cool little extra in this little pocket right there. It comes with a challenge coin. So we have the OKNIFE branding, OKNIFE Outdoor Elite. And on the reverse side, every knife has a unique design. So it adds to the collectability, that desirability, because not many knife companies, at least none that I can think of off the top of my head, release a new and unique coin for every single knife. So we can just see the little gecko or chameleon, whatever that is, on top of the Zilla right here. OKNIFE folding pocket knife. Has the ridges, a lot of nice texture to it. Very pretty to look at, of course. So that's always a bonus. I always like little freebies thrown in with knives. That makes it a lot more worth it, in my opinion. So if you have any questions about the OKNIFE Zilla, please leave me a comment below. This was just meant to be a quick unboxing type video just to give you some first impressions. But if you're worried about fit and finish or quality of the Zilla, don't worry about it, just go buy it. If this design is your thing, I think you're going to like it. Only possible downside I could mention is that it's a heavy knife. It's a big knife, it's a heavy knife, but if you know that getting into it, you're going to get exactly what you expect. So the OKNIFE Zilla, hope you all have a nice day, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.